in Kyrgyzstan, Dojian.
All right, it's been a while, guys, but it's time to start another game of StarCraft 2 tonight. And on the lower left part of the map, in the yellow, from the team mouz, playing a very, very patient and ultimately successful game last game, it is mouz.HasuObs. And on the left side of the map, in the teal, playing as Zerg as well, from the team OGS, it is Luvsic.
Luvsic indeed. It looks like both these guys are, well, they're either playing under Smurf so that there's no possible conceivable chance of results or anything like that, or they are both playing on NA because HasuObs using a generic mouse sports account and OGS actually using Vine's account.
I would imagine it's probably NA. I know that Vines practices with certain people on NA from time to time.
Okay.
One of the players on It's Gosu, my team, DDE, in the past has practiced with OGS Vines and a few other people there. So, yeah, I know they do have some NA accounts, so I'm guessing most likely this was the NA server.
All right. Well, we'll see what Luvsic has to offer that his teammate could not. And actually, I want to briefly go back. We had a ridiculous game, and obviously the last 50 minutes of it, they kind of dragged on a bit as it turned into a big stalemate.
No, it was
not at
non-stop excitement.
But I got to tell you,
about?
Up to about 40 minutes in that game, especially when HasuObs defends, he's on 3 base, he just gets his 4th kill. Man. He's delaying, waiting for that mothership to come out, and it barely pops out, and he just drives back Juke2. That was incredible.
When the first mothership came out, that was like the moment of the game right there. That was really the cool spot.
Yeah.
So, yep. I would encourage people to watch it up to that point and then be like, and he just slowly kills him from there.
Just fast
it was
forward
cool. I mean,
there.
You got to hand it to Juke2 for really making that game last. He had a lot of opportunities after that to maybe come back and win. Just didn't work out.
Well, we'll see if HasuObs is rested enough now to be able to tackle another player here, as Luvsic certainly no chump either. We do have Photon Cannon going up at the front here on Tal'Daram Altar. No real surprise on the order of structures.
It's Luvsic. Yep. Valentine's Day was recently, so
yes,
it was. Luvsic got any Valentines from anyone?
I actually just imagine him sitting down and crying in front of his keyboard the whole time. So
that's so sad.
He's Luvsic,
I suppose.
Yeah.
I suppose it's in his name. I mean, it's not. Can't have that name and then expect anything different. Zergling's checking for some possible cannons. I mean, on this map, you always need to be watching for cannons at the natural expansion. Even if you go pool first, there are plenty of Protoss players out there that still like to do that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is a little bit harder here because of how much space there is behind the natural, but there's players that will just sit there and throw 4 pylons around, then a cannon to trap the probe in and make sure it can't be attacked, and crazy things like that admittedly are a huge investment.
Sure, yeah. Well, I mean, just cannoning from the low ground, too, is also quite nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And let's see here as we have HasuObs now just delaying, waiting to see how many lings are going to come his way. There's a Photon Cannon up, and it doesn't look like Luvsic's going to put on any pressure, so he should be just fine to put down whatever structures he needs.
Yep, that's right. Both these guys are going to have a pretty good amount of time. So I wonder what the mental state of HasuObs is right now. After playing a long game like that, I wonder if we're going to see him go for something a little bit quicker this game. Some sort of 2-base timing possibly, some sort of maybe +1 weapons zealot push, +1 weapons gateway push or something like that. Or if he's going to just try to play a standard long game again. I mean, it's interesting to watch those long games that really go ridiculously into the late game. Sometimes have kind of a weird effect on people. So I'll be really curious to see what HasuObs does this game.
And his opponent last go-around did decide to go after super quick Mutalisks off of 2 bases.
Quick things.
Yeah, we have a Roach Warren already up. Now, this was the time, actually, his opponent last go-around put up a layer tech. It was at this time, but Luvsic's going to go the Roach route. Already has 2 gas up as well, beginning quite a few upgrades. See if he drops down an Evolution Chamber here in a second, or if it's just going to go into Roach production.
I think we might see a Roach Ling here. We'll see. I mean, I'm not so sure if it's going to be all in. I mean, we're going to find out soon. He is producing more drones for the moment, but only 2. And he's got a lot of larvae sitting around here, and he's making some overlords. He's got a lot of supply banked up. Oh, is the Zealot going to come in and see this Roach Warren? That would be pretty bad if he sees it, and he
yes.
sees it.
Oh.
All right. So HasuObs is going to want to put up another cannon in his natural. He's already got 2, so it's not too bad. But yeah, moving the stalker up there. There's another cannon. Yeah, he knows exactly what's happening. It is. Well, it was, anyway, going to be a Roachling all-in from Luvsic. We'll have to see if he just decides to poke and make more drones at this point.
Well,
so far, just making Roaches and Lings, though. So, yeah, it looks like he is going to go all-in with this for now, anyway.
All right. Well, he's got 8 on the field right now. 3 more Roaches coming up, flooding in a few Lings behind that. But, of course, a wee bit supply blocked right now, so needs to wait for those Overlords to finish up. Yes, I say that.
You do.
And let's see here. No, any more photon cannons? Nope. But we do have pylons sat down there, so it'll get vision, and you can warp in units behind if the time comes.
You can also put a cannon up there and cover a pretty big amount of the ramp too. So, but he should be safe. I mean, with 3 cannons and a stalker, does he have any sentries there? Yeah, 2 sentries. Yeah, he should be more than safe with this. Yeah, putting up a third pylon to power those cannons to just kind of stay safe. I think he's going to be just fine.
All right, well, another 16 Lings came up behind this, and Vines is just going to work on, Luvsic's just going to work on the photon cannons. 1 has fallen. Looks like a second will as well, but a lot of Roaches have gone down in return as well. The Stalker's ranging up the back with the sentries to throw down a couple of force fields, but it looks like this wall may be broken here in a second.
Yeah,
but there's another sentry.
Oh, yeah, he's got plenty of sentries. He's going to warp another one in here pretty soon, I'm imagining. And, yeah, he's going to have no trouble at all holding this off. This all-in has failed. You can see Luvsic producing drones again, trying to produce the lair. But if you look at the worker count, he's going to be a bit behind at this point. Oh, some units do get in, but not enough to really cause any significant damage.
No, looks like just 1 Ling running into the main now, but that's not going to be enough. Yes.
Yep. What's the worker count right now? It's been a little bit of drone production. Okay, so he has caught right back up. I didn't see, too, if he started producing drones as soon as the attack started, too.
That's a good question. I know he's had a couple more in a bit. It looks like, actually, he just had some run-up from larvae production as well. So, yeah, as we see another 6 finished up. So, his drone count's not looking too bad, actually.
Caught up okay. Yep, not too bad.
Oh, going into a Hydralisk den now, though.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
his opponent, Hydra.
Yeah, his opponent decided to go right into a Stargate. So, HasuObs on 4-gate Stargate.
Yep, and Stargate generally doesn't work terribly well against Hydralisks, too. So this may be a move that kind of comes back to haunt HasuObs, but I think at the very least, it's interesting that he's getting the Stargate and Hallucination. You know, I mean, he obviously wants to go into Void Rays. Oh, but there's a Twilight Council. All right. This is becoming a very strange build from HasuObs, but speaking of strange, there's a Nidus Worm coming out for Luvsic.
Yes.
Going to try to get in there and end the game early, Nidusing Hydralisks into the kind of the third base area of your opponent, right where those rocks are, actually. That's a place that a player like IGNProLeague likes to put Nidus Worms and then just kind of bring a big Hydralisk force up and hit the front with that. So I think that's probably what we're going to see. We saw the Overseer already in position for that. A little bit safer than warping them or Nidusing them right into someone's main, too.
And there's not a ton of units on the field right now for HasuObs, and +1 is quite a ways away from being done as well. Oh, yes, he is. We don't have a connecting Nidus Worm quite yet. The network is finished back at home, though. He's got a bunch more Hydralisks coming up. 5 on the field now, 2 more on the way. Groove Spines coming up. They're about to hit in just a few seconds. And he's got an Overseer over there, but we don't see the connecting tunnel quite yet.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty soon here. This is I love seeing this build. This is so cool. Yep, there's a Nidus Worm now. This is something that we see every once in a while pop up, really for the last year or so. Every once in a while you see this build on Tal'Darim Altar. And it usually, in the games I've seen of it, it usually does pretty well. So we'll have to see how much HasuObs has prepared for this. I don't think he knows it's coming.
All right, well, here comes Luvsic, ready to make his way in, and immediately cancels the Nexus there. HasuObs going to try and just sit back behind his 2 bases. He did hear the first Nidus pop up, though, so he knows that there's the threat of more in the future.
Oh, of course, yeah. And this wall's going to fall pretty quickly. The nice thing about this is you've got the range from the Hydras powering things down while the Roaches sort of tank damage. Really, really nice push.
Yeah, Cybernetic Score going to go down here as well. Bye-bye. Just a bunch of gateway units up yet, but it doesn't look like Luvsic wants to commit quite yet. Oh, actually takes out that Forge before +1 finishes up as well.
Yep.
A nice little gain for him.
Now, Blink did just finish, though, so, yeah, Luvsic has to be really, really careful here. Oh, HasuObs does show Blink, so Luvsic should pull back here. Probably just jump right into the Nidus Worm. Yeah, there he goes.
Looks like he is. Yep. We have one popping up over inside of the main, but that's not going to get up.
Nope.
Bye-bye. All right, so and popping right back out again. He's just like, oh, okay, that didn't work. All
this
right.
time with quite a few more units, too.
Yeah, a lot of
quite a few more
Hydralisks.
Hydras anyway, yeah.
All right, well, let's see here. It's a good number of Stalkers. We're going to see if the Hydralisk can just deal out enough damage here. Pretty good force fields, trapping a lot of the Hydras out of range, and he deals with the front line of Roaches pretty effectively.
Yep. This is still a huge amount of DPS coming in from Luvsic's army. HasuObs needs to be very, very careful here. Cutting off a few more Roaches, but not really doing a whole lot of damage overall. And a lot of Hydras still getting to fire because of that long range.
And we'll see if they can pick off a couple of sentries over the front. One goes down pretty quickly. That's still a pretty staggering amount of Stalkers, though. We're going to see if that can make a difference. Focusing down the sentries first of all. But look at HasuObs reinforcing from the side with these Phoenixes, neutralizing a huge number of those Hydralisks. So many picked up right now and go down so quickly to the Phoenixes as well.
Yeah, Blink is just way too good in this situation. Did he finish +1 weapons as well?
No, that was the Forge went down.
Okay, he didn't. Okay, I didn't know if he was working on +2. But yeah, with the Phoenixes, he's going to be just fine. Taking that third, taking out the Nidus Worm head thing.
Bye-bye.
Nidus head.
Sinks back under the ground. Not quite now. Going to fade away.
Oh, well.
Anyway, so... Oh, Overseer disappears at the back as well. Nice job just hiding those Phoenixes for so long, though, until they were absolutely necessary and his opponent had committed.
So now a third being taken by Luvsic, but, again, he's pretty behind at this point. He is, luckily, he's not behind on upgrades because of killing that Forge. That was pretty helpful there is what I'm trying to say. Desperately, but the words just won't come.
Well, he's going to pick up a couple of drones here. Yeah, all the mining over at the third. That's pretty much gone. See you later. Yep. No units shifting over quite yet either, so a couple of Spore Crawlers coming up now, but the damage there was done. HasuObs has more than paid for these Phoenixes a couple times over.
Yeah, he's going to get the Queen, too, pretty easily. And so, yeah, without the Hydras, I mean, with all the Hydras dying, he can just harass like crazy right now. And there's not a lot that Luvsic can do with it. He's going to get pretty badly supply blocked pretty soon here, I think.
Yeah, we have 4 Infestors coming up now.
Yep.
So that's pretty much all he's got going for him at the moment. He had to delay so long to wait for those to come up.
He's got a lot more Overlords than I thought he did. Never mind. He's pretty far away from being supply blocked, actually.
Well, yeah, but it's still going to be an annoying investment for him in a bit when that was 5 or 6 Overlords that have fallen so far. All right, well, flying up one more time just to get behind the Natural as well. Unfortunately, there's a Spore Crawler there, and he is going to have to back away, but picks off a couple more Overlords in the meantime before he runs, and does get a few Phoenixes fungled there, and they can move. You can move. HasuObs, you can get those away. They can actually go somewhere.
Yeah, a lot of players will just kind of leave them and kind of assume their opponents will fungal again, and some people just use that kind of metagaming to be like, I'm only going to fungal once, and then I can save the energy, and you're probably still going to lose the Phoenixes. So yeah, only 2 getting away, even though really all of them could have at that point. Yeah. It's kind of funny to see things like that happen.
A little bit of a slow reaction, a nice symmetrical pattern popping up here. Oh, look at that. Luvsic doesn't even care. He's just going to go ahead and GG.
Yep, that is it. I'm not surprised, man. He was way behind after those 2 failed. One the Roach Ling all in, kind of transitioning into the Nidus thing. And didn't quite work out. HasuObs takes another game.